Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Launch Your Chess. This is part two, the finale of this fun little game. So for part one, or for commentary on the opening and the early part of the middle game, check out my video on YouTube. The Four Knights is not boring. So this is part two of that. So if you haven't watched part one, click off and watch part one. By the way, if you want to work together, go to launchyourchess.com. We can work together and give you some direction. We have a free 30-minute consultation, and it's free for anyone who wants to sign up. So launchyourchess.com. Anyway, so this game we highlighted that this knight was just looking into the opponent's camp, and black bishop had defended, and I played f4 and then kind of forgot that this was check. Oops. So if I wanted f4 to work, I should have precipitated that by this king to h1, which just looks like a random king move, but in fact, let's just say black plays a move. F4 is now a move because this is not check anymore. And then I can just run the bishop away and take this and take the exchange. So that's the idea. Had I had maybe a little more time, maybe I would have seen it, but I don't know. I had 4 minutes. Maybe I should have taken some extra time here to consider. But I was feeling the time pressure definitely, or the need to move faster because I had 4 minutes here out of 15, and I dumped all my time evaluating this position basically, and then this position. So I had dumped all my time there, and so I had to figure out a way to play the rest of the game, because the rest of the game is like 52. I got another 25-30 moves to make in 4 minutes. So I came up with the best moves that I could in the amount of time that I had, and that's kind of what chess is all about. F5, and I was just kind of blindsided by this. I was like, uh-oh, he's getting rid of his weakness. My whole point of putting the knight here was to eye the weak pawn. And then I realized it's not the pawn that matters, it's the square. It's the square that matters. So if I get the bishop off the diagonal, this square is weak. So this bishop becomes very, very important. I could have actually snapped this off, but I decided not to and played g5 instead. What was my idea here? My idea was something like this. Let's say black plays a move. I was going to just blockade and eye more weaknesses, put my rooks to the center and try to target the black center. That was my idea. Bishop d7, offering the trade of rooks. I decline. The computer said that this was just fine for me, but I decided not to because I was trying to win the game, and I played rook d1 instead, just to eye this weakness. And I have better winning chances if I have both my rooks instead of one. And so oops, I'm sorry. That was, well, that's a spoiler. Bishop c6, capture, and then, yeah, he has to guard his pawn, which reveals another weakness, the square that I was just talking about earlier. So I take the exchange. Basically, I don't care if this pawn falls, because I'll just move, and it's whatever. Here, take the rook, and then I spent some time I spent a little bit of time thinking about king h1. This would be no bueno really, because it repeats, so I just played king h1 instead. He takes back. Yes, because if king captures, then I pin, and I trade down even more, which is what I want, I think. Still a complicated position. rook e8, bishop g2. I'm eyeing this pawn. This game is all about just eyeing weaknesses, eyeing weak pawns, eyeing weak squares. That's all. And if I eye weak squares, I basically will limit their movement. Black spent so much time defending all of their weaknesses. They realized they couldn't do it that well. And I have now 3 attackers to 2 defenders. Capture, capture. It's a little better to capture this first because suddenly the exchanges are very good for me. There's this. Black's basically forced to capture. And this is a winning endgame, of course. So yeah, bishop d5, a little bit more forceful. Basically, black is forced to do this. And then I another weakness. Let's say they play a6. What do we do then? I think I just create my passed pawn and just put my passed pawn up the board and try to restrict the black movement as well. But I do this, which is okay still. King d8, d6, passed pawns must be pushed. Aaron Nimzovich, capture, capture. King's in front of the pawn, but now I'm activating my king. f4. I thought this was a little better, just to be a slightly annoying. But honestly, if let's say I just play a move, I'm just going to go up the board. My king is safe here. There's no checkmate ideas, so I don't know. It's tough for black because they're material down and I have a passed pawn. f4. I'm trying to play rook h2 and push my h-pawn here up the board. That was the main idea. And so they take their eyes off their own pawn and try to capture this. So I capture the rook. I thought I had for sure a winning tactic here involving this and this, but then I realized after rook b2 they have a block and I can't get the king away because my rook is kind of passive here. But anyway, this is just short and simple. They have no real good discoveries because both my rooks are defended. Let's say they do. Let's say that this happens. This. I'm pretty winning here as well. I just put my pawns up the board and I win the game. Not much that black can do. Where am I here? Oh, I'm over here. King f5. I'm sorry, I did that again. Hit the down arrow instead of the right arrow. Did it again. Just content for you guys. Anyway, so here we have a situation where you can just trade down. So a good player will recognize that they don't need an overwhelming amount of material to win. They just need a single pawn. They just need a winning position. So that's what I did here. So I just captured. Rook captures here, here, and then I shoulder this black king off of the file, and black makes a run for it this way. If black had tried to run for it this way, I would have blocked him off again while snatching a pawn, and then I'll just run my pawn. So this is basically how you convert endgames, and then I just ran my pawn up the board and made a queen, and he resigned. Notice that this, and my queen is just defending the queening square. If this, for example, I just run the king out of moves, and the pawn falls. So this is the final position. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See you later.